USF1 Sports Edition. We're going to get into the NFC Divisional. Really quick recap of the rounds.
Let's please not, because I was a giant turd.
Yes.
My predictions were off. My soul is off. Everything about me is off right now.
Well, I was 50-50
Yeah.
on this side, so I
Yeah,
don't
you did
feel
well.
too bad about it. But let's get into Washington, Detroit. Surprising?
Yes. I wanted, the Jaden Magic's there. I wanted to say that they were going to win.
Yeah.
I just couldn't say that they were going to go into Detroit.
Yeah. 2
losses all season, and that the rookie was going to do it. And damn it, he did.
He did. You are correct.
He did, and you're supporting the gear. Who is that?
This is McLaren.
Oh, McLaren?
McLaren.
So we're still staying with the Formula One theme.
Yes.
Okay.
I think McLaren plays for
It's
the Commanders.
Terry McLaurin,
McLaren.
but we'll say McLaren for the sake of the show. But what? So do you want me to break down some stats? Do you want to?
You break down stats because
Okay.
I was at a party, so I didn't really get too.
He was at BARP.
Yes.
The Bubba Army party.
So I didn't get. I was able to watch the game, but it was silent. I just kept looking at the score, saying, "Wow,
I wonder what's going on. over
Detroit's
there.
getting their asses kicked," and I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah. So we were both wrong on this one, but I don't think that's unusual. I think pretty much. I mean, the book said, what was it? A 7.5 point spread. So but Goff, he did his thing.
Yeah, he
over
threw 300 yards,
But
3 interceptions.
That's the problem. He threw over 300 yards, but you got to protect the ball in the playoffs. He had 3 interceptions. Gibbs, the running back, he did his thing, over 100 yards rushing. But it comes down to Jaden Daniels. He wasn't. He did have 299 yards passing. Mm-hmm. He had over 50 yards rushing. So he's just balancing it out. He's spreading the ball around like a veteran when he's a rookie. And he got a rushing touchdown. He's doing what needs to happen. He's taking what's in front of him. I don't understand how he reads the defenses so well at such a young age. He's a stud, and the Steelers should have taken him.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. My favorite part about the whole thing was the press conference at the end, watching a grown man cry on the podium and just knowing that this was their chance, Detroit's chance. I want them to go, I picked again, but just to cry knowing that you just lost your offensive and defensive coordinator. I think that's what he was crying about, plus the loss, plus when is this chance going to happen for them again?
Yeah,
I'm going to say never.
They have the same. Yes, they're losing their coordinators, but they have the talent coming back. I think they're going to put together a great team again next year. I think it's funny and a little heartless that you say your favorite part is a grown man crying, because he is like the greatest coach, all passion.
He is.
He just feels for his players. 2 losses all season. They get a bye, and then just heartbreaking at home for the fans more than anyone.
I'm a crier, though, and I'm not going to do it on national television. So
But
that's just me.
Are you excited that their offensive coordinator that put up all these points, these great plays all season, is going to be your head coach in Chicago?
Yes, I
Just
am excited.
announced.
But right now I'm riding the Commando train.
Okay.
I'm a bandwagoner, so that's what I'm doing.
So they are going to move on to the NFC Championship game. Of course, they have to be on the road again.
Yep.
Because Philadelphia, the 2 seed, wins and beats the Rams. Not surprising.
You pick the Rams.
However, I did pick the Rams only because I love Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I love Matt Stafford. This Puka Nacua, most fun name to say in the entire NFL.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua.
I agree with you, and the reason I went with the Eagles is because it's just putting a giant kick in the ass of the Giants that Saquon Barkley is just dominating over and over. How many yards did he get?
205 rushing yards.
In the snow.
205.
Yeah.
Now, Hurts didn't do much through the air.
Yeah.
128 yards passing, no touchdowns, but no turnovers, no interceptions. And he did have 70 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. So they have 300 yards rushing as a team, mainly Saquon. But then when you're quarterback, you can trust him to take off and go. Obviously you worry about injury, but at this point in the playoffs, you got to just sell out. If you get hurt, you get hurt. But the Rams kept it close. In the third quarter, they got that safety, and that brought it to 16-15. They were within a point, and then Saquon said, no more.
He gave him Jalen gave him the Hertz donut. Lame.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
But they covered the spread because of the late heroics in the fourth quarter. Eagles move on. So you have the Eagles versus
The Commandos.
The Commanders in the NFC Championship game. And I'm super excited about this. You have an NFC East showdown.
Yes.
Huge rivals, and the Cowboys aren't one of them, which is great.
Yep.
Because I hate the Cowboys, which everyone does unless you love them, which no one does.
So how do you think this game's going to go?
I have to ride the Jaden Daniels magic at this point.
You going Jaden Daniels?
I have to.
Okay, that's perfect.
I think I want to say that Philadelphia is a 6.5 point favorite going in, and that could change by game time. So it's about a touchdown favorite. They are at home. They're playing great, but two great quarterbacks, a veteran versus a rookie. I think it's going to be tough for Washington to go in there and do this, but I'm going to ride it at this point. I'm actually going to bet on DraftKings for Washington to win on the money line, no points.
Okay.
Because I think that's going to probably be a plus 180 maybe, so that'd be a good payout.
Yeah, and the last time they met, I think it was like 33-36, if I remember correctly.
Tight game.
So 60 points. So I'm going to say the Eagles.
Well,
what?
you're wearing the Commanders jersey. I figured you were going to take the Commanders too.
Well, I might. I'm not sure yet, but I was just going to say Eagles, worst fan base in almost all of football. But
Philadelphia is the worst fans all around.
Yes.
The Flyers fans are the worst. Throwing so much shade here.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But you got Washington, which I would never want to even live there. They have one of the worst stadiums in the entire world next to the Cleveland Browns. I hate Washington, and I'm wearing this jersey because it was given to me, and I'm going to pick the Eagles. So
you say
switcherooby.
So you're saying Philadelphia has the worst fan base.
Yeah.
But you hate the city.
I hate the city of Washington
DC
completely.
More.
It's a dumpster fire.
And
their fans with their piggies. If they were can we say it? If we were the Redskins, I may go for them. But since they're the Washington Commanders, eat it, fly Philly, fly, baby.
Now
Birdies.
I respect it a little because I was a Miami Red Hawk, formerly the Miami Redskins, and being a liberal university, they jumped on that back in the late 90s, changing it to the Red Hawks, which is a great name, Red Hawks. Why do you switch to the Commanders?
Yeah, horrible.
Should have been at least the Generals or
Commanders.
Maybe they could have been the Washingtons.
Well, I'm hoping that Jaden Daniels, although I would love to see not a Kansas City and Philadelphia Super Bowl again, which could happen. Screw the Commanders. Screw Jaden Daniels.
How dare you?
Sorry.
No. We need the magic of Jaden Daniels. We need Washington in the Super Bowl. We need them to win this. I want a heroic story. We don't want Mahomes again. That's where I'm at.
I'll go Beagles. Philadelphia Beagles all the way on this one.
All right. Well, we're going to take one, and then we're going to be back with the AFC.
Follow us on YouTube at the United States of F1, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at United States F1. Copyright Brugman Media Limited 2025.